thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away. Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Sure. So at the beginning of the semester, I chose to focus on the lack of internet access in developing countries. Now at NDSU, I'm studying to become an electrical engineer, so I have a particular interest in technology and how we can utilize it in our society to solve different problems. Now I recognize the internet as a major tool which can be applied to many facets of our society. First and foremost, it's a great educational tool as it allows us to use sites such as Blackboard and Google Scholar. It also plays a big role in business as it opens doors to e-commerce and online banking. And of course, it's a great tool for being able to communicate with and connect with different members of our society by means of social media and email. Now, this is an issue that affects over 50% of our world's population. And with the internet giving us the ability to do more and more each day, I see great value in diminishing this connectivity gap that exists within our world.
Okay, thank you. Now, your materials also said that you were involved in the community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
So for the team presentation, we actually did a different issue than what I had chosen at the beginning of the semester. We chose to focus on brine spills here in North Dakota. And the call to action that we chose to put forward was we asked our audience to write our legislators and urge them to enact some of our proposed solutions that we mentioned in our presentation, those being stricter penalization laws as well as mandating a cleanup method that is more effective than others being used today. Now, brine spills occur as a result of our state's oil production, so the policies in place that could prevent brine spills are at the state level, which is why we wanted to directly contact our legislators. Furthermore, we wanted our audience to write letters rather than do, say, a petition, because we wanted a personal approach to this issue, which we hope would make a more lasting impact. Now, as residents of North Dakota, it is us who have to live with the detrimental effects of brine spills, so we thought the best approach to this issue was making our voices heard to our state legislators.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
So I think if you ask my team members, they would probably identify my problem-solving skill as my biggest asset. As we were putting together our presentation, we soon realized that it was going to be well over the 6-minute time limit. And this was a big concern for us because we didn't want to have to remove anything that would make our argument underdeveloped. So I decided to sort and analyze our information that we had already organized in a systematic manner, and after repeating that process and doing some rephrasing, I was able to make our presentation more concise so that it was under the 6-minute time limit without seeming underdeveloped. There was also an issue we had with timing our PowerPoint slide changes. We didn't want to have to change the slide as we were speaking, so I reorganized the speaking parts so that they were timed so as not to interfere with a person speaking.
Okay, great. What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
So the most challenging part of working with my team, or probably any team, is being able to take all the voices in the room and centering it on one direction. There are many ways to approach a single task, so it can be difficult to decide the best approach. Now for this assignment, we agreed on the topic we wanted to present, but we did not agree on the organizational pattern. So we used some compromising to help with this decision. I decided to go with her organizational pattern if she agreed to go with my approach for the attention getter. This is why I believe compromising is really key to any group project. It can be really easy to get stuck on a decision, but compromising allows you to progress through your project in a timely manner. Now, in order to keep a consistent direction throughout our presentation, my partner and I actually decided to work together on every aspect of our presentation. That way, we were able to achieve one unified voice throughout.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Comm 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
So the biggest takeaway from Comm 110 that I have is that when you're putting together a speech, there is much more to consider than just your topic. For example, the audience. You can look at details such as their demographics. Are you presenting to, a younger age group, an older age group, a group of mostly women, a group of mostly men? There are many things to consider. There's also the time and place of your speech to consider. Are you speaking in the morning, afternoon? And is your place of some significance that you could incorporate in your speech? All these details, I believe, will allow you to tailor your speech in a way that will in turn make you have a better connection with your audience and have a more persuasive argument.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. We'll probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Thank you so much. You too.